tailor the work we do to individual patients all the time. That's kind of a given. But I think we need to do it a lot more with this patient group. And I think if we tailor our interventions really carefully to our patients' needs, then we might make a real difference to this patient group. Because bearing in mind we're thinking about people who might die 10 or 20 years younger, if we can really work in a way that engages them and enables them to work on improving their health, then that could have a real difference to their lives. They could live longer. I think there are various ways in which we can change what we do. So in my practice, I know that there are patients who like to be seen first thing in the morning because they don't like being out and about later in the day. I also have patients who don't like to be seen before mid-afternoon because that suits their sort of sleep cycle. Some patients, for example, on certain medicines, really struggle to get up in the mornings. Some people with severe mental health problems, their sleep-wake cycle can be sort of the wrong way round, so they really don't get up till later in the day. So sort of bearing in mind things like that around appointment times is really helpful. Some patients take a little bit of time to get to know you if they don't trust people straight away, which is quite common. It might be that you need a few contacts with them, either conversations or appointments, before they really feel comfortable opening up to you, which is, again, quite a normal thing, but perhaps a bit more so in our patients. Sometimes having someone with them at the appointment would be really helpful. So if they've got a carer or a friend who comes to appointments with them, having them there will really help them to feel comfortable enough to talk to you about their health. I think sometimes our patients vary in how they are from week to week. So a lot of our patients, their symptoms are there all the time to a greater or lesser extent, but sometimes people have good weeks and bad weeks. So you might notice on one day that you have a really good, long conversation with someone about their health. You might notice the next week they can't really manage to speak for so long, they might be a bit more distracted or not feeling up to it. And you might end up saying, look, should we leave it there for this week and try again next week? Or shall we have shorter appointments and maybe space them out a bit? So there are sort of various ways in which you can be flexible that really, really help this group in my experience. I think sometimes it's a case of asking people up front. So you can say at the beginning of your work with somebody, how do you want these appointments to be? What time, how often, how long? Do you want to do some of them by phone? Do you want anyone else there? So you could just ask people up front. We should probably do that all the time, but with this patient group, it could make a really, really big difference to how the work goes. And sometimes you sort of figure it out as you go along. So if you notice that people struggle with the morning appointments you've been giving them, you could say, is this time okay for you? Or would it be better if we look at an afternoon? So if you can sort of build that kind of flexibility into the sort of offer that you have, then I think that really makes a difference.
Activity. Reflection on learning from this video. Write down which of the practical tools outlined in this video you might try using with your patients in the next few weeks to help maintain engagement and why.